Hey everybody, and welcome to Super Comic Fun Time. The Incredible Hulk will lose his mind. What will S.H.I.E.L.D do? And will there be time? Well, come on in, because it's Super Comic Fun Time. So, I was watching a Captain Cummings video the other day, and he made me realize that sometimes there's artwork under the dust cover. And I took the dust cover off this volume because I was going to take this book to work with me, and then I could read it. But it turned out that for the second part, this is our part two of our in-depth discussion of the Planet Hulk Omnibus, and these I wasn't sure when I would get them in, but the next part of the book comprises four stories called Peace in Our Time, and it's brilliant. It just like it's not better than the first part. It's just as good as the first part. They build on each other. Now, I was at Half Price Books this weekend looking for prizes and deals and stuff, and I found an older version of the Planet Hulk, which wasn't an omnibus. I think it was just the core story, and it just starts off with the Hulk on Planet Hulk from what I saw, and it just made me realize like some books I don't like I didn't like Spider Verse, and I didn't like whatchamacallit, Spider Island that much, and I think it's because I just got the core stories for those, and there is just so much in there that I should have waited for the omnibus. So I know like there's some people who love to get the floppies and whatnot, and you should do that. You support those of us who are too lazy to get the floppies and love these hardcover editions. And I just love that I got this book when I did because everything is here. So we start with Incredible Hulk 88. This time you can't see it because it's a little off camera. So this is the cover. Look at that cover, and the way the lighting is, it almost looks like his eyes are glowing. Well, in the picture, they're glowing red. From my perspective, looking at my camera, you're just seeing his brow, but it's just brilliant. And then this whole work, it reminds me of like Marvel's or what's that other book, Kingdom Come. It's like every panel is a painting. So here we go. We got these bears, and they make this point that a bear up here, the grizzlies run the show. They're solitary creatures, incredibly fierce when it comes to defending their territories. Territories sometimes as large as 400 square miles. I never knew that, so I learned something. Yay, comics. So then it talks about how during salmon season, the bears will tolerate other bears. And so we turn the page, and we've got the Hulk salmon fishing with the bears, and it says here, a truce among monsters. And I just love it. And look at those poor fish in the Hulk's hands. I would think they would just get away, but you know. And here the Hulk has a beard. I can't remember how many times I've seen the Hulk with a beard. I know he's got that self that lives way out into the future. And that one has kind of a gray beard, but I don't remember ever seeing a green beard on the Hulk. So then we flip ahead, and he just disappears. Then we have this guy talking to somebody named Robert, and I'm like thinking, is he talking to the Hulk? Because that's the last thing you saw. And it turns out that this is the fuel guy, and Bruce Banner is living under the assumed name of Robert. And I guess because it's Alaska, they eat lunch together, and then Bruce pays him $300 for the fuel, and then he offers to get him something to smoke salmon so he can sell it to the local store, and he invites him to this barn dance. And I don't know if you're getting all of this artwork. Like here, this guy has really ugly teeth. Like Bruce Banner's coming, and he's kind of like, he's got that social awkwardness like I've got, and he's kind of, why am I here? I was invited, and I really want to be around people, but I'm really awkward. So like, the guy says it's $5 to get in, and he goes, can you break a 10? And so this jerk says, why would I break a 10? I said it was 10, and so Bruce just takes it. He doesn't get angry. He pays the 10, and then there's his friend saying, oh, let's get drunk. And Bruce says, I don't drink. So then these two are sitting at the table, and this woman is an actress, or she's here making a documentary, which I think most documentaries are fake. There might be some good ones, but most of them are fake. Most of them have actors and actresses in them. Anyways, so she has to go to the restroom, and she asks Bruce to accompany her, and he goes like, why? He goes, you're not from around here. So while Bruce is white knighting her, suddenly this drunk girl comes up with these grabby guys, and she says her friends have gone home and she doesn't know how she's going to get home, and they're like, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And Bruce is hearing all of this, and so like she comes out of the restroom, and they're gone. So you gotta know something is going on with this guy, because why would he show up? Why did she take so long? Anyway, so what happens is these guys are rapists or something, and the Hulk goes, and this is some of the most violent I've seen the Hulk. Like, he smashes this guy into the car, picks this guy up by his head. I mean, why didn't his body fall? I would assume that he's dead. And then this third guy, he's got a shotgun, and then the Hulk just roars at him, and he runs away. It's like, is the Hulk tearing this guy's head off? I don't know the Hulk to kill people, but it looks like it here. I don't know. And then, yeah, he goes and gets this guy from the car. Or I guess the guy that he smashed into the car, yeah, is trying to get away. How is he alive? He must, I don't know. These guys must all be superheroes in disguise, just pretending to be scumbags. So, like, I don't know why she says this. She goes, oh God, who's going to believe me? And then that guy, he still has his head, so the Hulk didn't kill him. And I kind of like the way this art is, because, she's kind of a W, and the landscape is kind of a W too. And if you look, let's see. Oh, I see. There we go. I don't have the full thing in frame. Sorry about that. So anyways, I have to go a little faster. So let's see if I can pay attention to the monitor as well. So yeah, that's what happens. Is it turns out this guy is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and he gives the R2-D2 hologram unit, and afternoon, Bruce. Nick Fury here. We need to talk. Then we got the next issue, which is 89, and since that they're going to shoot the Hulk into space, that this might have something to do with it. At least that's where I'm coming from. And remember, I did say it's spoilers, so what's his name? Nick Fury kind of hates Bruce Banner. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, Nick Fury seems to change a little bit. This version of Nick Fury, he is like really kind of nasty. So he explains to him that during the Cold War, the Hydra decided to put up this terrorist satellite that could just explode nuclear weapons at will, and that it gets its energy from the sun. And let's see, the weapon works by identifying and cloning frequencies. That is how it finds and detonates nukes. It powers itself through the same technology. See, everything has its own frequency, right? It's like a lot of psychobabble, isn't it? And then, and there's an infinite amount of space. Oh, and within everything, there's an infinite amount of space. So what it's basically saying is this satellite is grabbing stuff from the sun and storing it within its molecules, I guess. So, like, here he's just trying to entice Bruce Banner. Neither of these guys like each other. And why wasn't it destroyed if it's such a threat? We tried twice. And so he's like, 2 attempts in all this time, and apparently the satellite is able to hide its space. Maybe it's the Dark Knight satellite. So, like, even after all this, Bruce is still, like, not ready to commit. And then they, oh, I'm sorry. This is where he was. Where am I? Oh, okay. So yeah, what's happening here is this. Okay, this is now. It says it right there. So like this happened like some hours ago, and they want Bruce Banner to go up there and smash it. But then we come back to now, or to previous, and it's like Bruce isn't really sure he wants to go. And then like he thinks about all the people that could die, and so like, you know, whatever. I kind of missed what was going on here when I was reading it, but the story was so engrossing. It was almost like I breathed and I was done with it. So I probably missed some details. So like he's thinking of all the people on Earth that could die if this satellite goes rogue and blows up all the nuclear things, which is exactly what the novel of 2001 is like. When the space baby comes back, his first act is to blow up all of the nuclear arms on Earth. I don't think he does that in the movie. I don't think, if he does, it's very subtle. So here we go. They're putting the Hulk in the space capsule, shooting him up. A lot of it is just like a lot of great artwork. He gets to the satellite, and it's defending itself. It reaches out. Then he notices that it's not Hydra. It's the United States government that put this up, or S.H.I.E.L.D. rather, and that just really makes him mad. And then we're into the third chapter of Peace in Our Time, and the Hulk is like fighting with the satellite. Great space battles, and then they're talking about what if his face mask comes off, and they're saying like the anomaly will be okay. It'll protect him. It'll help him breathe. And I'm glad they're not my friends, because they're not very good, people. S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't. And so, like, what happens is the Hulk gets captured. He gets taken into the satellite. So they send this second team that gets immediately destroyed. It was, like, almost pointless to send them. And here they are getting destroyed. And it's like, oh, I got a headache. I didn't think this through very well. Bruce Banner wakes up on the satellite. He sees these cosmonauts. This was originally like, what's his name? Nick Fury was telling Bruce that Hydra took over a Soviet satellite with people on it, and they just like killed him. But it was really S.H.I.E.L.D. who did this. And so you see like, the AI has stuff going through his head. It's probably absorbing his information, or it did like 30 years ago when it first took over. Here we go. S.H.I.E.L.D. is like right on there. It's like if you're gonna be an evil organization, like S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be good, but why do you advertise? It's like like this whole thing is a bad idea with being able to just blow up nukes. And that's one thing that they said is like one of the plot points is Chernobyl was when they tried to attack the satellite and it blew up Chernobyl back in the 80s. So yeah, then Bruce Banner wakes up. He sees all these dead bodies, and then like I wasn't sure what was happening there. What do you think are worms coming out of the gun? I'm not sure. I was not sure what was happening here. Did the satellite turn? Well, I mean, I guess why would you have a gun on a satellite anyways? That doesn't make sense. But it's a sci-fi satellite. So anyways, this kind of reminds me of like that story from DC where Brother Eye, Batman builds a satellite to spy on the other superheroes. And this reminds me of the kind of things when Brother Eye goes rogue and turns people into these kind of robots. But again, it's great artwork. Then you got another great cover here. Or no, this is Planet Hulk 2007. So I think this might be a variant cover. Not really sure. This looks like he's already on the planet as the Gladiator, which we know is going to happen. Everybody knows this story, and if you don't, you know there's going to be spoilers. So here's the cover for 91, Peace in Our Time, Part 4. This is winding it up. Very good artwork here. Let's see. So, what is the situation at the moment, Colonel Fury? We don't know. The Fury was called to the president. He goes, that makes us very uneasy. So you can see here, like, green in a Hulk book always means gamma radiation. So somehow the satellite has tapped into Bruce Banner's gamma radiation. But they're saying here in this Pentagon meeting that they have never been able to replicate what happened to Bruce Banner. He's kind of a unique case, and they don't think the satellite will be able to replicate it either. That what will happen is it will end up blowing itself up trying. And that's pretty much what does end up happening. Okay, so like here, correct. You are not human. And Bruce Banner goes, that makes two of us. What makes two of you? And so, like, because the thing is trying to figure out how to use the gamma radiation for itself. And he goes, you really want to know? And the computer's about to, like, you know, jack him, like in the Matrix or whatever. And, but he decides to go green. And then have this epic space battle once again with the Brother Eye type thing. And then they finally can see the Hulk back on Earth. And bam! Boom! I mean, there's no sound here because there's no sound in space. But when you look at it, you can hear it. It's like hearing a bad laugh track in a bad comic with a bunch of bad jokes. So, like here, I'm not sure what's happening here. You see this kind of stringy stuff. Is it nanoparticles? Is it breaking up? Or is it just the cables we saw before? I think it's just the cables we saw before. And then there's the satellite destroying itself. You would think you just need to destroy some kind of core chip or something. But here, this thing is, they're still fighting. The fight goes on a while. But when you're reading it, it's really good. Here, that looks like the Death Star, but it's a crater on the moon. And then they're talking about, see, now this thing is getting charged with gamma radiation, but it can't control it. It's going to go supernova. Okay, and there it is exploding. And then this was really weird to me. Look how big the Hulk is. I guess he just gets bigger as he gets angrier. And his head is really kind of tiny. So anyways, it's kind of weird how he straddles his frame. It's kind of cool too, but it's like his foot lands on his back in a previous scene. Or and then, yeah, I'm not sure what's burning there. They're in space. They have no sound effects for the whole fight, but they have burning. I don't know. So then, like, the Hulk goes and, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. comes to pick him up, which at least they don't abandon him, right? He goes, Fury, when I get back, you're going to have a lot too. He gets sucked in. And then, sir, the shuttle, sir, what if he never comes back? Or no, what if he does come back? Okay, so the plan was to, like, launch him off into space. Then we'll deal with it. That's our job. And then, open channel 1. Nick, what's the status? Mission accomplished. And so then the Hulk is being shot into space because he's too big a threat on Earth. And this story was just, this part of the story was really, really, really good. And again, it's on par with the first part, where you get to it just builds, everything builds off each other, and everything makes sense. It's logical. I know what the story is. I love it. So let me know what you think. Have you read this? Did you read this back in the day? Was this one of your favorite Hulk stories? To me, it's like shaping up to be one of my favorite Hulk stories. Again, thank you for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this story. Let me know what you think of this presentation. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. And thank you for your patronage. If you click on the links below, you'll support this channel through my Amazon affiliate links, and I really appreciate it. I'm not going to tell you what's coming tomorrow because this video probably won't be posted till Thursday. And it's been a great week here at Super Comic Fun Time, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as I have been. Thank you, love you, goodbye.